Hello everyone, welcome back to the EGX Res session stage. Next up we'll be hearing from the Cyber Nerds on how to build a streaming audience. Hosted by Dicebreaker's Johnny Chiodini, they'll be telling you everything about must-have equipment, to how to keep your audience entertained, and how to build a supportive fan base. Take it away, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Joe, one-third of the Cyber Nerds.
And I'm Raven, your GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
And yeah, I'm Johnny Chiodini. Hello, thank you all so much for coming, and especially thanks to you guys for being here. So let's talk about, well, I mean, first of all, do you want to outline sort of, for anyone who might not know, who you are, how you came to be here, and win YouTube Next Up this year, and then we'll go from there.
So yeah, we're the Cyber Nerds, if you don't know already. We're into nerdy stuff, so video games, movies, trailer reactions, podcasts, so that kind of madness. We was just, guys in like a room talking about this kind of stuff, and then before we knew, it was just like, got to just go and like YouTube, create a platform and just talk about it, so.
Yeah, I think the main reason that got us here was because we wanted to find more people that were into nerdy stuff, that we kind of didn't have friends to talk to. So we felt like there were other people out there who felt the same way we did. So, and this is where YouTube became the platform to kind of like bring everybody in.
Yeah, that's, you covered it, you covered it.
So, like, what was the tipping point for you? At what point did you realize, like, oh, this is more than just something we sort of do because we want to do it, like, this is really taking off?
I think for years before we even started our channel, we had a Facebook group, this secret Facebook group, and we had like 300 people in there, and we used to talk about everything that like we felt we couldn't talk with our co-workers about. So there was just one day we were just like, look, we've got to do more. So we started the channel, then we started live streaming. We did a Kingdom Hearts trailer reaction. I personally hate Kingdom Hearts, but these two love it. And it just got a crazy amount of like views, but the best thing about it wasn't even the views, it was the comments. It was the, I've been waiting for this for so long, guys, that was my same reaction. And then just having conversations with the community and like really finding out there might be someone on the other side of the world who feels exactly the same way you do, and just having that connection and that interaction was like so powerful. And I felt like that what kind of was the driving force into more videos, live streaming, coming to events and meeting people.
I mean,
What was the question again, sorry? Like, I was so engaged in this guy right here, I was like,
no, you're all good.
this guy does the most.
To be fair, I also hate Kingdom Hearts, just for the record. But so it sounds like you sort of had an idea of the community you wanted to build from the secret Facebook group. That then, like, was it easy for you to sort of establish your tone, or did you have to experiment with what you were doing before you really felt like you hit your stride?
I think, like everything else in life, everything has its journey, and you kind of have to find yourself. I mean, I'm pretty sure every 4-6 months, we were changing stuff, we were changing our approach, and I think what kind of nailed it was that, although we did reactions, and a lot of other people were doing reactions, is our commentary, our banter, you know, our conversation prior to start reviewing. I mean, a lot of times, if you go on our comment section, someone will write, you know, reaction starts 10 minutes in, you know, or you get someone saying, you know, for a 1 minute reaction, you guys seem to talk a lot. But that's because that's how much we love to talk about these things. And that's what pulls people in. It's like, oh, I feel the same way, or they might disagree. And that engages, that starts conversations with, you know, the community.
Yeah, I think to add to that, like, we don't like do trailer reactions to things that we're not passionate about. Like, we don't, oh, this music video's got 1 million or 10 million views, let's react. Well, we don't do stuff like that. We only react to like things that we've been following since we were kids, things that get requested to us by our community and stuff like that. And I feel like that makes it just a very passionate and very positive place that you can come and have an experience. So, yeah.
And we're also like very honest as well. So if you do come across something, like this guy hates Goku, just point that out there. And obviously, like, we all love Goku as well, so there'll be times in the comments where like, why do you hate Goku? Like this, that, and the other, like, but man, he's a waste man. Like, he does everything in life. Like, but no, he's got to be honest.
Just before we go any further, I want everyone to know that there are things I do like. I know we're highlighting all the things I don't like, but I do like certain things. Just want to put that out there. Thank you.
But it's true though, I think like, certainly from what I've learned in my time like making stuff for YouTube, people just respond better if you're talking about something you actually care about. Because I think even if you're doing a job and you're still a consummate professional in the stuff you're making, if you don't really care about the thing you're talking about, or you don't have an opinion on it, then people will pick up on that, and it just doesn't sort of like go in the same way. Is there anything you've covered that you've really wanted to cover that people have maybe been mediocre on? Like, have there been games, for example, that just haven't worked for you, where you're like, we want to talk about this game, but people don't really seem into it, so we'll drop it, or anything like that?
I mean, that's not really happened to us. I feel like even it's a game that's not super popular. Like, I think one I'll talk about is Control. Control came out not too long ago, and I think we saw it first at E3, and I had never heard about this game before, so I was just like, it looks like the kind of game I'd pick up. So I picked it up. Lots of people in our community didn't know about it, but from seeing me play it, they got interested into it, and that's kind of how our community works. It's not we don't like this, we're going to turn off. It's we'll give it a try. Might not be for you, might be for you, but everyone is still very supportive of all of those things, and we preach having an open mind about games.
I think majority of the time it works the other way around as well. Like, a lot of our community puts on stuff that we would never, come across. A lot of our Patreons be like, you know what, guys, have a go at this, and we kind of do like a poll, like wins and losses. And right now it's like wins is like 60 plus, while losses only like 15, which kind of shows like, they know our flavor and stuff like that. So majority of the time, it's like, you guys try this.
What would you say to anyone that was trying to grow an audience and sort of build a community like yours? Like, what are some good first steps for them to take?
I'd say anything that you're just passionate about. So if it is like a wide range of things like video games, movies, or just a niche thing like anime, as long as like you have a knowledge on that certain aspect, your audience will feel you feel your audience, and they just like grow a conversation, and you just get mad nerdy about it, and nothing can be helped. So yeah, just being passionate is the key thing, I think.
Yeah, as well as being passionate, I think you got to be honest. I mean, I know some people will go out there and try and put on a character and try and like feel like, oh, I've got to be flamboyant, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and you don't have to. You've just got to be yourself. There are people out there that will engage with you just the way you are. Like, you've got friends, and there are more people out there that will be willing to come on this journey with you as long as you're open and honest about it. Like, it's funny because one of the comments we get all of the time is, oh, you guys are just overreacting. You do so. I get overly excited about lots of stuff all of the time. So, like, you've got to do things that are real, that connect with people, and not feel like you've got to put on a performance, because one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh, I've got to do a video, don't feel like performing, and your audience will know. They'll be like, oh, this doesn't feel very genuine, and I think that's what it's about, having a real personal connection with your audience. So being honest and being passionate is key.
I think just to highlight what Joe just said, I mean, there's days where we're kind of like just come into the sofa. Like, we actually have a sofa where we sit down, it's just like, your siblings, you kind of sit down and watch something. And it might be early in the day, it might be late in the evening, you had a long day, you just woken up, and the energy is not there. But as soon as we turn on the TV, as soon as we start watching something, bang, it's there, it wakes up. So yeah, just be original, enjoy it, have fun with it. That is the most important thing. People will really pick it up on it.
And jumping on the sofa kind of thing, you can kind of tell it's not fake, because we've broken this, or these guys have broken the sofa before.
Joe broke
the sofa.
They were so
passionate about, like, was it Black Panther? The trailer? Yeah, they broke a sofa. So that's how passionate they can get. That's how, yeah.
I mean, that's like a Chesterfield. They're pretty well made as well. Like, that's a pretty robust piece of kit, right?
We didn't start with a Chesterfield. The Chesterfield came in after the futon broke, so like we didn't do lots of planning before we shot our first video. It was just on a futon, and I'll watch the Black Panther trailer reaction and decide who broke the sofa, but it wasn't me. But they blamed me. But yeah, But now we've got Chesterfield, and it's coming to the end of its life. If you watch any videos, you'll see it's had a hard road.
Yeah, I mean, well, earlier on you described yourselves as just three guys in a room, but obviously, you know, you're all video producers, you know about using kit and getting started with that, and it can be a tricky business, and it's not always easy, I think, to know what's the right kit for you, and you know what is easy to use and what will stop you having loads of problems in production. So can you just talk us through a bit about like your production processes? Like what do you use? Like what have you learned along the way? Stuff like that.
Our production journey has been like this. Like literally, especially with sound, right? And I think it's because we're just a bunch of nerds and that's not really our field. And even though I do have an animation background, we came across so many issues like post-production. So many times we forgot to turn on the mic, or the memory card failed. Like, you get so many issues that at this point we have like a backup for a backup for a backup, like when recording stuff. So I want to say, if you're starting, there is levels to it. So if you're a beginner, keep it simple. Camera, just make sure you got a decent mic and you go from there, and some lights. And as you progress, like everything else, you pick up, you know, skills. I mean, we're talking about light, then you might want to go like a bigger program. So yeah, just take your time with the steps.
Yeah, I think you don't need a £1,000 camera to produce a good video. If you've got an iPhone, you can do it. Whatever you've got already, you can do it. You might need to spend £50 or £60 here, but don't feel like you've got to break the bank to start your channel or anything like that. I think if you look back to some of our first streams, it was streamed straight through a PS4 with the standard PS4 camera, with my Toshiba laptop that I had bought 5 years prior, that the graphics card now was fried, but it worked. And people want to be on that journey with you from, Joe, I remember those Infinite Warfare streams were terrible, and now we're at World War II and it looks a little bit better, just a little bit better. So don't think that you need to spend lots of money. Just use what you have, make the most of the equipment, and some of the things you've got to do is find out how to use the equipment. Settings, read instruction manuals. I know everyone hates reading instruction manuals. It's the first thing you throw out the box. Read those, because they will make your videos look better. They will make your content sound better just through reading the instructions and watching YouTube videos. None of us have any education on cameras, lights, and stuff like that. Everything is self-taught through YouTube videos, talking to people, coming to events like this. So don't feel put off. Don't feel like you need to break the bank.
Yeah, fair.
And I guess post-production wise, so even if you got like a computer or a laptop and it feels underpowered, there's always like free software out there that you guys can use. So I wouldn't worry about using like Adobe Photoshop or something mad. There's always like those almost good enough tools that you can start on, and then like you're saying, maybe you want to upgrade to like a better program or something. So there's that as well.
I used to work for a website called Eurogamer, and I used to work on the YouTube channel. We had Canon 7D, which is like a VDSLR, which produces beautiful shots, but it can only record for 12 minutes at a time. And we recorded the entirety of the first season of Life is Strange, a Let's Play, getting up every 12 minutes to go bit. And that was awful. So that was definitely a lesson I learned. But you mentioned just then learning stuff from YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. Who are some content creators that sort of inspire you? Like, who do you look to and go that's cool, maybe we should be thinking about going in that direction or whatever?
Well, Collider is one of the people that we always kind of look to. I know they're whoosh, but I think that's our competitive nature, just to look crisp. I mean, we always kind of had this thing where you're kind of oh man, it just doesn't look sharp, you know. And we didn't know we needed to add, another light to us. But we always kind of look at the big boys, to kind of learn but in terms of tutorials and stuff like that, it's just anyone that you can find.
Yeah, I mean, Collider is a good one. They do movies. They do a movie show, which is you might think it's far away from what we're doing, but it's really not. I think it's about finding something that you like not necessarily imitating it, but maybe taking one or two things. Like, oh, I like that transition. Maybe I can make that my own and something like that. So I think that's really good. I think a creator that I found not too long ago is called Megan. Yeah, she live streams on YouTube, Twitch. She live streams everywhere, and I just love her community. I love watching her live streams, and I just think if you just watch people and just cherry pick, I like this, I like that, and put it together and then put your own spin on it, you can get something really, really unique.
I don't know, like I feel like a lot of like a mixture of creators I used to watch. So I watch Young Year. He's like a guy that will just like talk about the news and stuff, very honest about what he does. So there's that aspect. And I used to watch Maximilian. He's like a fighter. He will go on Twitch, stream what he does. He would like do all the training and everything. Everyone would like enjoy what he does. And then from his Twitch, he would like take all his fights and then put it on YouTube. So if you're not catching his live streams, you're at least catching like his highlights, so to speak. So either way, it's kind of good to catch up on.
I forgot. Kind of funny. I watch their stuff all the time. Colin Moriarty, love his channel. I think they put out really good content. So we try to like look at them and see how close we can get, something like that.
So let's talk specifically about streaming for a bit. You know, you've already talked about how it's important to be yourself, and people will pick up on that and they'll react to it. But a big part of YouTube is sort of in graphical overlays and stuff. And sometimes you get streams that are, it's almost so busy with like animations popping up saying this person's just subbed or whatever that it gets in the way of the content. Like, how do you find the right balance when you're streaming between encouraging people to subscribe and just getting on with it, I guess?
I think one of the things we've done is we all stream individually and we all created our own overlays and all of that. So like they'll come up on the screen and they're all done by us ourselves. So I feel like it was important, because we are free individuals, to have our overlay kind of represent you or what you want to be. And like me, I try to keep my screen as clean as possible, but I do love a notification, like a very loud notification. And I also have sound elements mixed into my streams because I want the audience to be interactive. So it might be like play the Mario, what's it? The ding, ding, ding. You know when you die in Mario, it plays that noise. So whenever I fail a mission, I encourage people to press the sound because I want them to be involved with it. So I got a whole bunch. It gets crazy. But for me, I like the alerts, but I also don't want to feel like I'm alienating the audience by like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. You don't have to do anything. If you want to come and watch and not say anything, that is fine. But if you also want to come and interact, please do that. So it's just about, for me personally, it's just about how you feel. And I like a clean screen unless you're getting involved. And if you are getting involved, I want everyone to know you're being involved.
Yeah, again, it's about, like for me personally, it's about, like, I use my overlays to show my personality. So I'm very into martial arts, I'm very into temple and stuff like that. So I use, for example, colors. So on my stream, it's a lot of purples and reds because I'm a Sith, you know. So, and people really pick up on that. And a lot of times we get comments as like, oh, you can tell that's Joe's stream because it says blood money. I'm against blood money, you know. So if you watched a couple of our streams, you'd know what that would be about. So it's all about, like, everything that we do kind of has like a story to it. And if you kind of follow us, you kind of pick up those things. Oh, I know there's a reason why you've got that. I would mention Sam's one, but I don't want to get a disclaimer. So I'm notoriously known for getting disclaimers. This is our first panel at EGX. I don't want to get a disclaimer, but yeah.
With just the asterisk disclaimer, like for the whole blood money thing, it was not my idea. That was made by the community. That's one of the things as well. Taking ideas from the community and incorporating it into your stream is great. So we did a trailer reaction to Punisher Season 2, and I was like, Punisher is clearly a villain. He's murdered people and is using blood money. And everyone agreed with me, and now it just became a thing on my channel. So if you donate to my channel, blood money comes up, the notification, yeah, so it wasn't my idea.
What notification comes up on Sam's one?
So next question.
So, like, you know, obviously you're having a pretty good year, like everything's ticking over really nicely, but where are you setting your sights next? Like, what's what's driving you at the minute? Like, what do you really want to end up?
Our vision is, and this kind of goes back to right to the beginning, because we felt that everything was like based in the US, Canada, Australia, although like geographically, yeah, they're massive and they kind of have a big entertainment. But us UK peeps, I feel we're just as fanatic as anyone else. But I guess because we're in a smaller island, there isn't much like a bigger community, a platform to shine our community. And this is where we thought we could come in and be like, if anyone thinks of the UK, the Cyber Nerds and their community are there to represent the rest of the world, the UK. So that's still the driving force. That's still the vision, you know? When someone talks about Star Wars, hey, look, Sith Temple, like, those guys are big on Star Wars, you know? So we're just as big as everybody else, but we need that platform, and we need you guys to be part of that platform or create your platform, you know, to boost everything.
Yeah, I feel like obviously growing our channel more is always going to be a goal. We want to do more events in the UK and travel. We're going to be here, we're going to be in Birmingham next month, and we want to just keep rolling that on and getting an opportunity to meet new people and try and inspire creators. There's lots of people who've come on our channel and been like, oh, because of you guys, I'm going to go and start a channel, and that's the kind of thing that we want to be part of. We want to help inspire young creators, old creators, new creators to just chase that passion, to believe that they can do it, and I think that's really important about coming to live events and spreading that message.
Just also getting like the community involved. So obviously with our live streams, we want like our community to join in. So obviously you've got like multiplayer games or massive multiplayer games. They want us to come join us. They can also join in the fun, be in our chats and stuff, and you can hear them. So they're also part of basically the TCN fam. That's all I want to go next to. So.
Well, talking about getting the community involved, if it's all right with you, I think we should all open it up to some audience Q&A. So I guess just stick a hand in the air if you've got a question. Do not be shy, or we'll start picking on people. There we go, there's one.
Hi, yeah, I'm a pretty small-time streamer. I've only just hit affiliate. And I don't have a massive amount of time. So I was wondering, do you think it's more beneficial for someone to have a consistent, specific schedule, let's say once a week, compared to, saying, doing 3 random streams at random times in the week? Is consistency important?
Consistency is everything. The schedule is the most important thing. Like, if you can only make it for 3 hours on a Wednesday afternoon, let your audience know you're going to be there and always be there, and they will respect that and they will show up for you all the time. They may want to come onto your random streams, but if it's random, if you don't know, there's no way they can know. And then they might have had plans, they might have done this, but if you set that time up, they'll be there. They'll be there. And I just only hit affiliate on Twitch as well, so don't feel like you're not doing anything. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I also feel that, think of it as a show, right? If you think of TV programs, there's a set day, there's a set time, be just like that. And you'll start getting those, you know, like, there's people just like you who don't have time to be sitting down and watching all the time. So maybe your slot caters to them. Now that person becomes part of your community and is always expecting you to be there, and you always will see that person there as well.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, sorry, carry on.
So yeah, I'll say consistency is key, and if you've got like social media and stuff, and you're going to move your timetable, at least let them know. So if you are always on a Wednesday, and then one day you're like, I can't do Wednesday, I'll do tomorrow, and then they would also cater to your time just to see you. So there's that too.
Thank you, guys. It's awesome.
All right, boys. So if we hit 100K, are we doing 24-hour stream?
Now, the 24-hour stream is something that is very serious. It's tough. I mean, firstly, Harry is one of our community. It's put us on the spot.
What would you say?
I don't want to say yes, but I mean,
Will we get drunk?
what's going on?
I drink tea. I don't know about 24 hours, but I'll definitely most likely do like a horror game.
For real?
Yeah.
Raven plays no horror games, so this is like a big moment. Raven's too scared to play The Last of Us. I'm telling you, that is crazy. But with The Last of Us 2 coming out, and it just got dropped on PlayStation Plus for free. If you haven't downloaded it, do that.
I just get really immersed into the world, so I react. I mean, we're a reacting channel, so I react. So.
He's scared.
You know we're recording this, right? You're saying this. It's almost set in stone now. All right, cool. Everyone's seen this, yeah? He says he's going to play. It's cool.
We will do it. There will be a 24-hour stream, but I just can't guarantee when. I'm going to promise that it will happen.
Hi, always all right? Question from me then. So coming to events like this is brilliant because you can network with loads of people that are all very similar-minded. How do you go about emulating something like that online?
For me, it's about you have got to go and watch other people, and not just to network. Like, being part of someone else's community is important, because I've gone into and joined some people's Discords, and people in their audience have been like, oh, it's Joe from the Cyber Nerds. Like, not just showing up once in a while because you want something, but actually being part of other people's community will help their community, it will help your community, and you will see that crossover. So, and online, you can do that at any time. You don't have to wait for the one weekend that EGX is here to talk to the people at Capcom. You can do that every day. You have that opportunity. So being part of other people's communities, don't just get lost in the work of, I've got to produce a video, I've got to put my stuff out. Be with other people, talk to other creators, work with other creators, collab, or just reach out and just see. They might not respond to you for a year, but then they might get back to you. So just do that.
I think one of the things that gets overlooked is that, I know we're in this for a reason and things that we love, but to me, one of the most beautiful things that's happened with the channel is the people that we actually met. You'd be surprised the amount of cool people you'll meet, and it's unbelievable. There's so many people out there just like you, just like me, just like Harry, or anyone else, and it's like, I don't know how to describe, but it's just so amazing. And when you get to meet them, it's like, oh crap, like, you're just like me, you know what I'm saying? And the feeling is just, it's amazing, and the energy is there too, so the fun never stops.
Yeah, for me, it just comes down to the passion yet again. So, like you're saying, you come to an event like this, you come and network with someone, and before you know it, that's it. You're like talking like you've known each other for ages, just from the same kind of level. Talk about games. Oh yeah, I played this, I played that. Oh, you remember this, remember that? And you just met like 5 minutes ago. It's just like magic. So yeah, it's just down to that. Yeah,
and I mean, don't be shy. I know, like, even me personally, sometimes I have troubles walking up to someone and being like, hi, and stuff like that. But in this event, like, everyone is here for the same reason. Everyone's here because they've got a passion about games. You shouldn't be shy to talk to someone or just ask a question and stuff like that. Asking that question could be the difference between where your channel goes tomorrow and it not going anywhere. So, be open-minded and talk to people, spread love.
Guys, thanks very much.
No problem.
Any more questions? All right. Thanks very much for coming, guys, and let's give the guys a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.